last lecture we learn about polygon. We know the concept of polygon, or we learned the concept of polygon in the last lecture. What is meant by polygon? So when three or more than three line segments, meet each other to form one closed figure, it is known as polygon. Okay, so this was the definition of polygon. So from triangle, square, rectangle, rhombus, or pentagon, hexagon, octagon, septagon, all are the polygons. So first we learn about the triangle in the last lecture. Everything you know. Basic is 5 types of triangle we had seen. No, that triangle has 3 sides, 3 vertices, 3 sides and 3 angles. Okay, and we know the types of angle, that is acute angle, right angle, triangle, then obtuse angle, straight angle and reciprocal angle we have seen. Okay, now we are moving ahead to quadrilateral. So what is meant by quadrilateral? So quadri means 4. So when 4 line segments bound one closed figure, then it is known as quadrilateral. Quadrilateral may be parallelogram or rectangle or square or trapezius or the kite-like structure or rhombus. Anything can be quadrilateral, which has 4 line segments, 4 sides, we say 4 angles and 4 corners. See, I give you one example. This is a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides, 1, 2, 3 and 4. It has 4 angles. We will color it with different color. It has 4 angles and it has 4 vertices. Okay, so anything that has 4 angles, 4 vertices, 4 sides is known as quadrilateral. These are the parts of the quadrilateral. Now when we learn or we study about the quadrilateral, we must know that the sides which has common vertices are known as adjacent side of each other. बाजू बाजू वाला, adjacent मतलब क्या, साथ में जो बैठता है वो. So these are the adjacent side of the quadrilateral. The side opposite to each other are known as opposite sides of each other. And what is meant by diagonal? So opposite vertices join together to form one line segment, and that line segment is known as diagonal. So every quadrilateral has 2 diagonals. Square also has 2 diagonals. Rhombus also has 2 diagonals. Kite also has 2 diagonals. Every quadrilateral has 2 diagonals. Now the main 2 quadrilaterals we have to learn, which are rectangle and square. So what is the main difference in between rectangle and square? See, this is the figure of rectangle with orange color, and this is the figure of square with purple color. Okay, so both of them have 4 vertices, 4 sides, 4 angles. What are the properties of quadrilateral? They have, and 2 diagonals, both of them have. Then what is the difference in between these two? Rectangle, opposite sides are of equal length. Means 1 and 2 is of equal length. 3 and 4 is of equal length. But for square, all the sides are of equal length. This is the main difference in between rectangle and square. And here one more thing, that every angle of rectangle as well as square is of 90 degrees. In triangle we learn that only one angle can be of 90 degree, because sum of the three angles are always 180, but for square, sum of the all four angle is 360 degree, and 9 fours are 36. So four angles can be of 90 degree. So for square and for rectangle, all the angles are of 90 degree compulsory. There is no excuse in 90 degree condition. Okay. Now the properties of square also I told you. So now I will directly move to the example. Now in this example, some shapes are given. And what are those shapes? Whether triangles or quadrilaterals or polygons or pentagons. See, this is square, this is pentagon, this is triangle, this is pentagon, and this is quadrilateral. So triangle, only triangle option is not correct. Only quadrilateral option is not correct because it is the khichdi. It is the mixing of all the types. And all the types ka grandfather is who? Polygon. Because they are all the types of polygons. So our answer is polygon. Okay. Because triangle can be polygon, square can be polygon, pentagon can be polygon. So our answer is polygon. Now square is a rhombus with one reflex angle. Not possible because we just learned that all angles are of 90 degrees. So option B is the correct answer. Four right angles are there in the square. Okay. Now the circle. You learn about the circle in your class also. Many dots join each other to form a circular shape, and it is again a closed figure. Okay. So it is known as circle. It has one central fixed point known as center of the circle. Why it is the center of the circle? Because from center of the circle at anywhere in its circumference, that is in its round, if you draw a line, see purple line, green line, okay, थोड़ा टेढ़ा हो गया वो, but it's okay. Green line, red line, all lines are of equal length. So center is such a point from which every point on the circumference of the circle are of equal distance. Okay. So this center point is called as center of the circle. Now other parts of the circle are chord. What is meant by chord? So any 2 points on the circumference of the circle, periphery of the circle. Okay. If you join those 2 points, then it is known as chord. So this is the picture of chord. This is also the picture of chord. This is also the picture of chord. Any 2 points on the circumference of the circle, if we join, all these are chord and they are all of different length. Okay. Now the third one is diagonal. Now see, first we learn about the center, then we learn about the radius, but I didn't tell you the definition, I will tell you. Then we learn about the chord, and now we'll move to diagonal, but first we learn about the radius. So I told you that from the center of the circle, if you connect any point on the circumference of the circle, the distance is same, and this same distance is known as radius of the circle. Okay. Now what is meant by diagonal? If the chord, we saw the definition of chord, na? And if that chord passes through the center of the circle, then it is not called as chord, it is called as diagonal. Diameter. Okay. It is called as diameter of the circle, diagonal or diameter of the circle. When 2 points on the circumference of circle meet each other, but that line segment passes through the center of the circle is known as diameter of the circle. So diameter of the circle is always double of its radius. Okay. So what is the benefit, or what is the exam point in learning the definition of diameter, sorry, or radius? So we know कि radius twice the radius is equal to diameter of the circle. So if in some example, if radius of the circle is given, see radius is 5 centimeter and find its diameter, then you can find 5 multiplied by 2 is equal to 10. So 10 is the diameter of the circle. If diameter is given, say 20 centimeter is the diameter of circle, and you have to find the radius of the circle, then also you can find, divide the 20 with 2. So 20 divided by 2, 10 is your radius. Okay, so these are the definitions what we learned just now. Now the question is there, which one of the following is correct for the statement given below? The longest chord of the circle is twice the radius. This statement is correct because I just told you diameter is the largest chord of the circle and it passes through center, and diameter is always twice the radius. So the longest chord is not termed as a chord, it termed as a diameter, but it is a chord because it joins the 2 points on the circle. It is the line segment, so it fulfills the definition of chord. It is a chord, but that special chord is known as diameter. So the longest chord of the circle is twice the radius. So this statement is correct. All chords of the circle are diameters of the circle. This is not correct because some chord does not pass through the center of the circle, so it is not the correct sentence. Now what are the options? Statement 1 is true, second is false. 2 is true, 1 is false. This is to not answer. This can be answered. Both statement 1 and 2 are true? No. Second is false. Both statement are false? No. First is true. So our answer is A. Okay. Now the next example is a chord of the circle is equal to the radius. Okay. And if the chord is 5 centimeter long, then diameter of the circle we have to find. See, chord of the circle is equal to radius. So PQ is equal to OA because OA is radius and PQ is a chord. Chord radius. Now we know PQ is 5 centimeters. So radius of the circle is 5 centimeters. Now we know diameter is twice the radius. 2 into radius. So diameter is equal to 2 multiplied by 5. So diameter is 10 centimeters. You have to find stepwise when you write for the exam in the school. But when you solve for the Olympiad, you can do mindly calculations. Okay. Now the next example is nothing. There is 10 centimeter is our answer. Now we have to solve the solved examples. We'll move to the solved examples and then we have to solve some problems. But that topic we'll do in the next class. Today we will stop here. Okay. Bye bye children. Revise the topic taken in the 3 lectures and then we'll move to the examples to be solved.